All right, welcome back. So last time we started this Majestic Elk boss fight, had the game. I think the servers went down. Something happened with Steam, and I lost connection, so it crashed out. So let's give it another try. The Ancestor Spirit. Its proper name, not Majestic Elk. But yeah, so this fight, like I was saying in the last one, you almost feel badly doing it because it feels like this isn't hurting anybody. It's not the toughest fight in the world, as you're going to see. He'll take off, I think, and then you just sort of have to... I wonder if you can... No, that did a lot. I was wondering if it would stagger. You know, a little bit like the fight in Dark Souls with the dog that picks up a sword. If you stay sort of underneath him... Oh, nice. Okay, so these are the ashes I was talking about, where you get the archer. That would be good for the thing I was trying to do with the mage against that Erd tree. So I actually might bump him up. I'm going to just check around. I think, is this just a return? Or I'm curious if there's anything to actually pick up here. There's a couple of ashes in this game that I really like. One, obviously, is the one I'm using, Headless. There's one that's... I don't remember the name, but it's one of those assassins. There's the Mimic. And then that Archer Minotaur Ash I just picked up. The Mimic is exactly sort of what it sounds like. It's basically a double of yourself. And you can use that to interesting effects with different equipment medallions, like that. So this Shabiri's Woe that attracts enemies' aggression. What you can do is, you know, the Mimic literally mimics your equipment loadout when you summon it. And you can put that Shabiri's Woe on, summon the Mimic, so the Mimic's wearing it, take it off, and now the Mimic will basically draw aggro. You can sort of, you know, have like a tank setup going, summon the Mimic, and then switch to like a ranged, you know, setup or something, and the Mimic is good to go with, you know, a FU sword or heavy armor, whatever it is you want to do. So there's ways you can sort of... I don't want to say it's cheese. I feel like it's deliberate, and I find it interesting. The way you can sort of think about the systems. I forgot about these guys for a second while I was looking around. Because we've sort of accomplished what we want to do in this little area, so now we can explore a little bit. And... so the trick is... now, a lot of the mimics I was talking about, they all take the ghost, I believe. I don't know about the Minotaur that we just picked up. So that's why it's worth getting 2 or 3 of each. So, okay, this is the interesting thing about this area. There's a guy standing over there. I don't know if you can see him way off in the distance, but there's that. You know, there's just... even this river valley has more going on than just the area we're in. And I think the Mimic is in the other parts of this map over there in front of us. I just don't know how to get there off the top of my head yet. But you do get there. But even here you can sort of see, like, you know, we've covered that, but there's stuff up there. I don't know if You know, if that's something we can get to eventually. I thought there was more to pick up here. So there is something that's going to be tricky on the way down. I just don't know how to... It's right there. So I think what you have to do is you have to jump, but you don't want to land, which I'm going to, and I don't know how to... Yeah, I just don't know how to... I'm wondering if you can, like, drop down. Whoop, drop down somehow, and I'm trying to remember. Whoop, as I totally miss. I guess I don't want to die. I'm close to another level. Nope, didn't need to do that. And this might be the last point I dump into... endurance. Whoops. Nope. Nope. So that might be how you get there, but yeah. Totally missed aiming on that double jump to get to the side. Oh, nice. Okay. So, yeah, it was good to know, like, you know, I forgot last time that these 8 pillars mark the ones you haven't done yet. It helps a little bit. I had forgotten that. It's a little rough that you have to go all the way back to the beginning to check on your progress, but you know what? Okay. Now let's see if we can do this again without falling off like an idiot. Yeah, the Souls games have always been good about this kind of stuff. It's just, well, good as a... but it hasn't always been good about the controls, and I feel like this game gets that a lot better. Okay, so... Again, I have severe fear of heights, and even though this is make-believe, it still makes me recoil a little bit. Okay, so I think this is where I got to, or failed to get to, last time. Let me just make sure there's nothing on the ledge, but I think we've sort of worked it out. We wanted to drop down, not... Yeah, you know what? Not... I wasn't sure if there was a way to, like, miss with the thing, with the super jump, and then on the way down, sort of maybe use your double jump or something to sneak in here. All right. Okay, so let's get on torrent. Let's get out of here. I think when I was, you know, spot checking the video, there were a couple of things I think I missed. Running around, but none of them are probably terribly important, but... Like, I think there was something in one of these structures up here. And when I was saying in the last one, there's things I know I missed because I haven't. It was that pillar there. I know I usually have to climb that pillar to pick some stuff up, and I didn't do that. I know I missed this from spot checking the video. A lot of archers around here, I think, so it's going to be a little bit of a run. Oop. Didn't mean to do that. Let's do a quick search of the other side. Nope. Let's see where this takes you. Because I feel like otherwise we've pretty thoroughly covered the first half of this area. All right, so you can see we're sort of above where we were before, right? That's sort of the path we were doing before to light all the pillars. And there was the elevator that gets us out of here. So now we're on the higher plateau here. Imagine these baby crabs are indicative of possible bigger crab. And again, that's the whole other... again, like, I just feel like, Elden Ring didn't need to include this area. It has more than enough going on. And then even when it did, it didn't need to include... I want that ball. It didn't need to include, as much to this area as it... Whoops. What do you think? Should I hit him? Should I get out of here? I'm going to hit this just because I've used a couple of potions. I probably should have topped off. Okay, so that's refilled. Now, this is like a tempting... I don't think you can actually get anywhere from this ramp. But like I was saying, like, there are no half measures in this game. In a way that I find incredibly impressive. I fully understand this game's not for everybody. The style of game might not be for everybody, but I don't know if other people do this. The first time I ever play a Souls game, I feel obligated to fight everybody and see if I can do it. I never, in my first run, had the instinct to just be like, nah, just blow past him. This is going to be a mini boss. I was hoping there was a bonfire up here, because with the runes I'd picked up, I'd like to see if I could get a level. But that might not be in the cards. I thought there was one up here. I just don't know. Like, is it just down this hill? I think a crab pops out of there somewhere. Which makes me think there's probably not going to be bonfire. All right, well, it's not that hard to get back here. The fight's probably going to have a stake America, so maybe it's not a big deal. So let's give that a shot. Okay, man, just the art design in these games, you know, I know I've mentioned it before. It really blows me away. Even when it's simple as like, oh, like Gothic Cathedral, blah, blah, blah. It's still, you know, there's something about how they do it that really, I think, looks just great. Even on like the simple things, you know, where you don't feel like there's a lot of choices to be made, they still find a way to make good choices. I don't actually remember. I don't remember how to fight this guy. He says moments before getting lit up. I think you do want to do it on horseback. I think that is the pro move. But I don't know anything beyond that. Let me say it this way. I have fought him successfully on horseback. I shouldn't say it's the pro move. Maybe the real players know what they're doing and... Now, a lot of people like the duel fights. I wonder if I could hit him in the head. You know, like Artorias and stuff in Darks. I find something... Maybe I find it more interesting now that I have Torrent. But I find like these sort of slower but larger fights interesting. You have a sense of scale that you don't get in too many games. Headless is holding up okay. All right. Trying to tell if that's an actual dragon head or if it's a helmet. Run. Run. Whoa. As always, don't get greedy. As I get greedy, but there we go. Nice, all right. And then Smoldering Butterfly. Oh no, okay. That is worth it. That I think is another talisman, I believe. It was this one. So you can see they, Marika and Radagon, they were the couple, I believe. Radagon left. Did Radagon leave Marika? Or did Radagon leave somebody? I think Radagon left Marika. I don't remember what it is. But yeah, these ones raise the magic. And then Radagon's raises the physical. But they both have the same effect. You take more damage, but you get more stats. It's like... maybe it's the Bonfire Side chat guys. They basically said, yeah, it's like getting like 5 free levels. You know, you take a little more damage, but... you know, it's an easy way to get 5 levels worth of like bumps. So... So now I guess I can start making my way down. Yeah, let's get whatever this is, then have the crab jump out. Oh, I didn't. Okay. Ghost Glovewort 4, that might be what we need to bump up Headless. I'll have to check that out. So, you're just sort of making your way from the plateau, and then you end up eventually making your way back down to the main area. But there's a couple of levels to hit before you do. It's funny, I think I've said in the past, like, I find these games a little relaxing in a weird way. Maybe not the boss fights, whatever. They're not, like, usually white-knuckle affairs, but exploring the game, as much as any game, like Skyrim or something, it's very relaxing. Some people call them podcast games, et cetera, et cetera. I can remember, bizarrely, the podcast I was listening to. That's not true. I can't remember the actual podcast. I can remember who was on it when I was exploring this area the first time. And I know, Trainwreck started with me playing some more games, and I haven't done that recently because it takes more effort to set that up and find the time because of how I record. This I can, if I've got a spare 20 minutes, I can just go for it. But I was listening, just to bring it back a little bit to wargaming, I was listening to a podcast interviewing Mark Herman about Pacific War, the re-release. And I forget who he was being interviewed by, and I forget if it was already out or if it was about to come out. But yeah, that's what I was listening to the first time I sort of checked out this area. I don't know why I remember that, but that popped into my head when I was fighting the dragonkin up there. I was like, oh, I feel like I was exploring this area and listening to Mark Herman's voice for some reason. Okay, so again, this is, the land bridge that sort of connects us. I thought there were ways to check out these trussels, or whatever you want to call them. Abutments, whatever. I don't know the proper term. I thought there was a way to... And not just that there was a way, I thought there was a reason to. Nope. I gotta be careful how I get off a horse, because I have died. Okay, so now let's get back on the horse. So I can double jump. I'm curious... Nope. Curious how people here have died, so let's touch a blood stain and see what happens. Okay. Alright, that's always welcome, especially since I burned 2 to open up the bridge out of here. All right, so I believe that's everything in this part of it. I don't think we can necessarily get to this part yet. I don't know if we were exploring there, but I feel like maybe we were exploring there. But there's different layers to all of this, and I feel like we've covered as much of this layer as we can. That's interesting. Am I seeing an item? Or is it just the stars clipping through? Can't tell. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a run for it, because I think we've basically collected most of the things we need to collect. Done most of the things we need to do, and I'm going to take that elevator up so we can show you where it goes. It's like I said, it's sort of a... takes you to a part of... Get out of here. Oh. Forgot to put it back on my potion. It takes you to a part of Caelid you can only get through the river valley. Alright, we're going to go for broke. Just going to run for it. Get the souls, hopefully get out. Crab off to our left I gotta watch out for. If I were smart, I would stop here at this to make it my new checkpoint, but I'm not. So I apologize in advance if I die from the archers. That might not be... Alright. Probably will never use them, but why not? Okay, here we go. Gonna run the gauntlet a little bit. It's interesting, they seem to be like doing their dances the way the Minotaurs on the corporeal Minotaurs did as well. Alright, now at least I'm on health potions. As we go, we'll get hopefully a nice view. And now the appropriately scaled disguised loading screen. Mass Effect, the first one, was notorious for its elevator loading screens, which again I respect that they tried to build it into the game instead of like a loading screen, but because the loading times were so long, sometimes it would get a little comical. So I'm going to level up, then I'll show you where we are, then I might go back to home base and... Yeah, I don't have enough. Okay, so let's level up. Again, for now, the last one in endurance. I wonder, well, we don't have to worry about it yet. I wonder what should be the next thing. You know, do I then start leapfrogging vigor, endurance? Oh no, mind. I remember I needed to do some mind because I'm going to have to be able to... But part of me also feels like don't do until you know how much you need to spend, but then you're going to want to use those ashes. Yeah, so here we are. There's this gully that leads up here. I'll come back to this in a second. I'll show you what's up there. It's kind of interesting. But first, let's see if we can get Headless and our equipment up a little bit.
Greetings. You...
Oh, interesting. The Minotaur is going to use Grave as opposed to Ghost. That's good, actually. So let me pop a bunch of runes so we can have some money. I didn't realize it was going to be that expensive. Sure, for the extra. All right.
Greetings. Are you here for
Oh, okay, so I don't have enough of that. You know what? Before I do this, because this is secondary, let me at least check my equipment. I've gotten Headless up as much as I can for now.
I took you no matter it's out, you're up.
Okay, but first, let's check on this. No. No. Okay. So yeah, Smithing Stones 3 seems to be what we need. Okay. So now with the money we have left, let's build up that Minotaur a little bit.
Greetings. Are you here for spirit tuning?
Nice. You know, I'm not going to do it right now because that Erd Tree fight with the rod is really frustrating, but I feel like I'm getting there where it might be interesting to try it with that mage, with that archer now. Okay, so we're going to this here. And I'll show you what's up. I'll show you what's up here. Okay, so you have these giant archers, so you want to get past them as best you can. The route I usually take is around to the right here to get behind this tree. I don't know if that's the smartest, but I guess not if you don't wait long enough. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get past all of them and up this hill. And then if you can get up this hill, you sort of have this interesting encounter. And it's not a bad time to do it because I don't have many souls. But basically what you have is you have this giant warrior. Are they still aiming? You have this giant warrior jar. But it's not, it's a statue, I believe. But who am I talking to? Oh, you are talking to the... I thought there was a smaller one underneath it. And then what you have is you have 3 summonings, and they're duels. And what they are is they're, I think, builds of other players. And so this guy's going to be, and they're hard because, you know, it's AI controlled, but it's other players builds. And, you know, the Souls series has like sort of a tradition of this. Like in Demon Souls. In Demon Souls, one of the fights was it would summon other players in. I'm hoping to get them jammed up against the rock. But so, again, you can see like these are, and I don't know if they scale to your level. I don't know how it works, but basically you have to beat 3 in a row, and it pulls different builds for each time. So it could be just dumb luck who you get and if you beat it. But yeah, like Demon Souls had a end boss of one of the levels, I think the prison level, that was a monk, where it would pull players in. But then when the player count dropped, it sort of fell apart a little bit. The idea falls apart a little bit. And then the default AI is not great. It's an easier fight. I think Dark Souls 2 had a fight like with some kind of mirror on the boss, and the mirror would bring in other players, but again, I don't know if any of them were AI controlled. So, stuff like that. This one is the first one where I feel like they give it proper AI control. And gets the job done, as you can see. So I'm not sure. I'm kind of tempted to just take a look at the Great Worm and see if we can do anything to it. I don't think, because it's going to be fire-based, I don't think we want fire. Let's go back to the Hoarfrost. And I'm not going to spend much time. I'm just curious how this looks. Yeah, we got Headless up a few more notches. My weapons are up a few more notches. Kind of tight quarters. I think I'm backing myself into a... So the shield seems to be able to... as I roll into the lava. So I'm definitely not taking advantage of the open area. I had myself in the corner the whole time. Cold didn't seem to do anything, really. I wonder... Well, a couple things. Let's, first of all, have a really good fire protection, so let's do that. And then for the other one, let's do non-physical and see if those help at all. And then I'm also wondering, can I put on my bow now that I've bumped up stamina a little bit? Okay, it's still a medium. Okay, so there, yeah. Here we go. Missed. I'm gonna play conservative, even though I wasn't that hurt. Oh, that's good. That's good. Again, playing conservative. Ooh. Oh, that was stupid. Come on, get up, get a drink. There we go. There we go. Nice. Oh, Moonvale. That's where you got that. All right. Moonvale is basically the Dex Intelligence build katana. And it's got a really cool, you know, the way this has this attack. It basically shoots out a projectile, magic damage projectile that's pretty good. Now, again, you know, the first time I played this game, it was before a lot of nerfs and tweaks and et cetera, et cetera. The Moonveil is considered one of the best weapons in the game. I don't know if they downplayed it since, but... And now I can remove that. Secretly, I was hoping that's where you get the bell bearing for... I feel like that's a... Yeah, an Everjail. Okay, let's... Trying to think of... You know, usually I'm looking for... You know, I feel like we've been pretty good about clearing the mines that we've found. I don't recall if there was anything there. But I feel like we've done a pretty good job exploring. I'm not sure. You know, we tackled the mines over here. I think we got through that. That looks like an Everjail. Yeah, let's see what that Everjail is like. I guess how am I doing on souls? I don't want to just 7,500 is not crazy. Not gonna lie, I'm also tempted to... Is that just another one of the grave dungeons? Is that... Basically that building way off in the distance. It's guarded by some... giant archers. Archer troll giants, whatever you want to call them. And so I'm just kind of curious what's actually in the building. Now the grave dungeons... lore-wise are slightly different in their purpose. So they tend to also, I think, give you slightly different rewards. But I don't recall. I'm going to keep this pole here between us. Oh, is this the lift? So if that's the lift, what is... I thought the other side was the lift. Or maybe that just goes into the city. Okay. Yeah, let's take a look at what's going on down here. Oh, interesting. I thought it was going to let me get away with that. And that raises the question, what is actually the safe way to get down there? So now I feel like these are the types of creatures we were dealing with in the Weeping Peninsula, guarding the castle, fighting against the... Ooh. The soldiers. So it looks like the fight's still going on. Can I get down here? That doesn't look safe. Okay, this is where I tried from, and that didn't work. I have trouble believing that this grand lift is just to get down one level. Be just the most elaborate, like, elevator go from lobby to second floor ever created. All right. Now what's the worst that can happen, right? Oh, whoops. So it seems like they expect you to come from this direction, because you can see what looks a little bit like a path. So I wonder if there's something up here I didn't see. Now, the other thing I need to do is get back my normal business. Where am I? Not gonna lie, I thought that was one of the guys that jump out at you and attack, not a harmless woodland creature that I just murdered. Oh, I see. Interesting. So it's sort of this lower... In fact, I feel like I've been here before. Maybe not, but I feel like I was talking about those weapons shooting at you as you scaled it, but maybe it was a different camp. Let's go try that Everjail rope once, see what's up. Now that I've got... enough souls that I could probably do something smart with it, and I'm choosing not to. Now, Golden Lineage, Evergaol, makes me think it's going to have something to do with the main city. We'll see what we actually fight. Oh. This makes sense because Godfrey was one of the, like, chump sons of the king. Way too early on that, but luckily my shield could absorb it. I shouldn't be getting cute. And my shield can block it. Just let my shield block it. Don't try and roll through it. Don't try and... Okay, now I'm trying to be too clever. Gotta get away from the edge here. Now you can see sort of the advantage of pumping a few points into stamina or endurance, whatever. I bet that shot would have killed me before because it would have gotten completely through my shield, and in this case it didn't. But it also means you gotta be very careful about managing your stamina. This is going to be the enemy if I... Because again, I'm trying to be clever, rolling through his multiple attacks so I can get a hit in. So again, yeah, you see just enough stamina to survive. Those I think you could jump over if you were smart enough. I always forget that you can jump over. Oh, disappointing. All right, that's good to know that's here. I'm wondering if he's, like, can you stagger him? I'm not going to go for this fight again. I'm going to mark it as, well, I don't need to mark it. I usually mark them when they're dead. So, but it's good to know what that fight is. It's good to know. It feels like it's doable, but I'm not sure how much longer I can go for this session, so I'm not going to... I'll collect my souls and maybe start figuring out where I was headed to next. And go from there. What I might do actually is do a quick... Like I said, I thought I did the camps on the other side of this tunnel, but I'm not sure, so I'm just gonna... Well, I gotta actually be careful here, because... I'm liking these little throwing knives a lot better than I thought I would. I thought I was actually knifing this guy, but I guess not. And the nice thing about those throwing knives, I think you can craft them pretty easily with just animal bones. So if you become like a sheep serial killer, you can get, I think, the one thing you need. So I think what I'm going to try, again, I feel like I did a camp like this before. Maybe they're, you know, a little cut and pasty given the open world nature, but I think what I should do is I should start from the top and work my way down. This guy. The other interesting thing, I wonder if the Hoarfrost Stomp can actually get around a shield where the flame one can be blocked. I wonder if that's one advantage to Hoarfrost. I mean, aside from the frost damage compared to fire. Oh, interesting. Another mine. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a beacon there. I will just make sure have or have not cleared this camp before. It looks like I have not. And then I will head up to that mine and maybe call it there. I guess it's a good thing we worked from the top down, all these explosive barrels with the flaming crossbows up top. Oh, nice. Let's see. And the nice thing about, you know, an Elden Ring is that it gives you the option to work your way down. Like in a Dark Souls game, they would have sort of channeled you through. And, you know, you'd sort of be stuck with the path they kind of give you. Which, you know, you could see, okay, here's the puzzle, the challenge, but I much prefer the freedom, even if it's easier. Now the question is, can I... Ooh, somebody's still up there? No, I just want to look at my map. Yeah, let's see if we can get to that mine. I don't know if it's going to be higher up or if it's along the basin here, but we'll find out, I guess. This is taking us back into, volcano. I feel like there's a lot going on here. This is double. Oh, is he coming in? Basically, I just want him to fall. Okay, I'll take that too. Hopefully this is the first one on the way down. Nope, it was not. Okay, so I guess I'm going to be coming... Or is that where I came from? Maybe that's where I came from? Let's get this bonfire real quick. Let me just double check if that's where I came from. I might put the flame back on instead of hoarfrost. All right. Oh, thank goodness there was literally nothing there. Okay, so two things before I check out. One, let's get the red main flame ashes back on. Two, let me see if I can do anything more with upgrades, and then we will call it. Oh, did I duplicate already? I guess so. Oh, you know what the stupid thing is going to make me not be able to yeah. First of all, let's remove that. In Dark Souls 3, maybe you could just fast travel whenever you're sitting at bonfires or something. Maybe it's Dark Souls 2 where they started that. Here I forget that you got to actually leave. Okay. So this is like going to be episode 43, you know, so we've been playing for like 40-ish hours. I feel like we've made... Oh, there's the two fingers. It's not... Okay. I feel like we've made decent progress. You know, we've gotten a lot of the map. I mean, I know we haven't advanced the story much, but I feel like we've really
Greetings. Are you here for spirit?
uncovered a chunk of the map. Let's do the wolves a little bit. Why not? I feel like we got a decent mix of... Oh, that reminds me. We got to do the assassin still.
Where have
just what do we need for this? Smithing stone 7. I thought we grabbed one, but maybe not. But yeah, you can see the moon veil. Transient moonlight, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's a good weapon, especially if you're an intelligence. I'm going to start pumping this one up. And maybe, like I said, I'll get them hopefully relatively equal, and then have one fire and one ice. Okay, so we were... I don't even remember where we were. Should have left the beacon, right? It's around here. Let's just take a quick peek. I'm curious what's down here. Again, I'm wondering if, like, if it's actually better to go with if it's better to go with the flail that I bumped up a little bit. Oh, I didn't even see those explosive barrels, so that would have been awkward. Let me see if I can carry both at the same time, or if that's just... No, still medium load. All right, let's... It's only an 8, though, compared to... the 14. I seriously need to figure out where you get the bell bearing for Smithing Stones 3. All right, not bad. I don't know how the other one would have done if I backstabbed. But that definitely hits him in 2 instead of dinking off in 5 or 6. Now, I wonder if I could get... It's interesting. I'm carrying a flail. I'm carrying my katana, brass shield, and a bow and arrow. It's not bad. Was there something up here? Was there a tunnel that I could have... That's not good. Yeah, I was stuck in that. Couldn't really get away from them. So then I just started to, like, button mash the sword, hoping to kill the dog before this guy got me, or somebody got me. It didn't work. All right, but yeah, it seems like this will be doable. At some point, I need to go back and do the assassin tunnel that had the 2 bosses that I skipped out on. But I don't even remember where that was. Was that? No, it wasn't there. I know I marked it. I know I marked it, but I just don't remember where. Was it there? Anyway, maybe we'll tackle that at some point soon. But otherwise, thanks again, and yeah, we'll keep going in another session. Take care.